Alex Barrell, Commissioner of Marine Rescue New South Wales in Sydney, Australia. First responder mental health is critical. We see in our own organisation exposure to traumatic incidents on a daily basis, and to make sure that our members and our volunteers and our paid staff have the resources and tools to really deal with those traumatic situations, have the ability and the support of the organisation to talk about their feelings. It's really critical. It's critical for the individual, but it's also critical for the success of our organisation. Look, I think one of the main things is multiple exposures. So, repeat exposure to traumatic incidents is a key thing. I think one of the challenges in our organisation is that we have 3,200 very dedicated volunteers, but every one of those 3,200 volunteers come from a different background. They bring with them to our organisation different skills and experiences, different situations in their own life that quite often you don't know about. So in many cases, the work that we do as SAR first responders could be, in many cases, contributing to added stress that they may already bring with us to the organisation. We have many members that have come from policing jurisdictions who have served in the military and have served across a whole range of organisations and jobs in their life prior to coming to us. So we've got to be really conscious of that, and we've got to make sure that we've got systems in place to support them and to create the opportunity for them to talk openly. The biggest thing that organisations can do is talk about it, is to lead your membership to the platforms, to the support services, and to make them aware that, so that they know in times of trouble or when they may be struggling, that they know where to go to and they know who to talk about. I think from my perspective, being the CEO of our organisation, it's critical that I lead from the front and that I make sure that I promote the benefits of really talking about your mental wellbeing, both from a personal perspective but also to support the success of our organisation. Yeah, look, you don't want to be a totally policy-driven organisation, but I think when things do get tough and when you're faced with challenges as an organisation, it's very important that there are those systems and processes in place. And mental health is no different. Having a great mental health policy is no different to having a great first response policy around how you operationalise and roll out to a rescue. It's also just as critically important that you've got those back-end support services in place. I think to really get the most out of support services that an organisation can provide, it's a two-way street. I think we need to create that opportunity and that mindset amongst our membership that it is okay to speak up. And to have those systems and platforms in place that the member or the volunteer or the first responder feels confident to be able to talk about it. I think that's really critical. And just really driving that conversation. I think we really need to encourage people to ask their mate next to them, how are they going, how are they feeling, and particularly to have those platforms and structures in place after traumatic incidents to really make sure that you debrief them correctly. I see SAR organisations just a reflection of the community that they serve, and we know in communities right across the globe, and I know certainly in Australia, that mental wellbeing is a real issue right across the community. There's so many people struggling with mental health issues, and I see our organisation as no different. We are a reflection of the community that we serve, so it's critically important, as I say, that we continue to promote the platform. I think the initiative of the IMRF to have the SAR You OK is a really great initiative. It aligns so perfectly with the Are You OK Day, which has really got some great traction around the world currently, and I think for the IMRF to leverage off that really creates a great connection.